Hello graduates, it's U.S. Senator Dan Sullivan, and congratulations on your graduation. I really wish I could be with all of you in our great state to celebrate with you. But as you probably know, there's a lot going on in Washington, D.C. right now to get us through this unprecedented pandemic that has hit our nation, our state, and really the entire world. So I'm filming this graduation message from a place that's very, very inspiring to so many Alaskans, so many Americans. It's the rotunda of the United States Capitol. So again, I want to say a big congratulations to all of you. You should celebrate, even if you have to social distance to do so. But I recognize, we all recognize, it's a tough time to celebrate such a momentous milestone. Now, it's normal for graduates to feel joy, of course, but also a little anxiety and uncertainty at graduation. Well, the graduations this year, that anxiety and uncertainty is going to be significantly greater. There's no doubt about that because of this unprecedented pandemic that has hit our state and our country. But I have all the confidence in the world that with your leadership, we're going to get through this crisis stronger and more resilient than ever. In previous graduation speeches, I've talked about how rewarding a life of service can be. Service to your communities, to your neighbors, to your elders, and service to your nation. But now that message is more important than ever. Not so much because service to others will be fulfilling to all of you. It will be. But now more than ever, we are going to need your service to your community, to your nation, to your state, to your neighbors, to get us through these challenging times, to get us through this unprecedented pandemic, which we're all experiencing. We're going to need all of you to help, as a matter of fact, to lead. Certain generations in American history have been faced with momentous challenges. The Revolutionary War, the Civil War, the Great Depression, World War II, the Civil Rights era. These generations have always risen to the challenge and made our country stronger. I have no doubt you will too. Already we're seeing many changes taking place in our country, and many changes are taking place for the better. Our new national heroes are those on the front lines that are battling this pandemic, whether it's our healthcare workers, our truck drivers, those working in our grocery stores, in pharmacies, our clergy, our first responders, entrepreneurs and small business leaders, and scientists who are working on vaccines to get us through these challenging times. The value and dignity of hard work is front and center again in America. The generosity of our citizens in Alaska and across our nation is on full display. The value of close communities and connections are being appreciated like never before, even if you have to do it through Zoom. So graduates, you are entering adulthood right at the time that our nation faces one of its biggest challenges in the history of America. And we're going to need you to get us through these challenges, and you will do it. I know you will do it. I am confident that every one of you will answer the call in a way that fits you and your personality and your interests the best. But in the meantime, congratulations. Celebrate. Enjoy this time. We are very proud of all your accomplishments and all that you have already done in your wonderful lives. So congratulations again. And by the way, congratulations to our great teachers, parents, grandparents, family members who have gotten you to this very important milestone in your life. How about a round of applause for all of them? I look forward to seeing you all back in our great state. We're very, very proud of you. Looking forward to all you're going to do in the future.
Welcome to the 2020 Matsu Middle College School graduation ceremony. We're here today to celebrate a momentous event in the lives of these young adults. I want to start the ceremony with the national anthem being sung by graduating senior Madison Drawdy.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Madison. I am Greg Gioke, principal for Matsu Middle College School, and I am honored and grateful to be able to share today's events with all of you. Today is a day steeped in grand tradition with full pomp and circumstance. This graduation ceremony signifies the accomplishments of the past and the opportunities that lay ahead for these young people. This ceremony is a voyage. We start with the setting of the sails, pushing away from port and preparing for steerage. When we reach the final destination, we will be filled with elation. Much like a set of full sails in choppy seas, graduation is a goal that represents the full potential of these young adults after facing the challenges life has put before them. As we celebrate the reaching of this accomplishment, please sit back and enjoy with satisfaction. Not only did you help the graduates reach this goal, you have given them their compass. Graduates, remember that as you move forward, you are a living legacy connecting your family to the past while simultaneously reaching into the future with this unprecedented event as your launch. We gather in a supportive community to mark an important occasion, such as graduation from high school. We are reminded that we are not alone. We are connected at times quite literally by Zoom, Google Meet, Facebook, Instagram, or even Snapchat. This formal, dignified event brings family, friends, and community members together to pay tribute to a genuinely worthy accomplishment. Today, we are honored to have the following guests and staff join us for the Matsu Middle College School graduation. Through their untiring work and support, the Middle College is a success. Matsu Borough School Board member Ole Larson, guest speaker selected by the class of 2020, Mr. John Robertson, Matsu Middle College School Counselor Kristen Langhoff, Matsu Middle College School Admin Secretary Darjan Gim. Thank you all for honoring us with your presence and hard work. It is with great pride that I am introducing the class speaker for the class of 2020, a student that has shown great dedication and drive to challenge herself. Like the entire graduating class of 2020 now, she was homeschooled. Her experience was a bit longer than yours thus far. She's faced choppy waters of Calc 1 and thrived in the memorization and living systems of her biology courses. She faced writing 111 as if she were swabbing a deck, but she has persevered and enjoyed writing nonetheless. In the fall, she will attend UAF in search of a degree in geological engineering. She intends to be completed in 3 years and embark on her next voyage upon completion. Please welcome Kayla Horning.
This is not how I pictured graduation, but here we are. It's been a bit of a weird year. We've been forced to do things differently and adapt to a new normal. As hard as the COVID situation is, getting out of our comfort zone and trying new things can be really good for us. Focusing just on school we've all gotten to experience online classes, something that I personally have been avoiding. We got a chance to learn how we feel about them, if we like them, or if we'll be avoiding them in the future. A lot of us have found ourselves with a lot more time on our hands than we normally have. All those things that we've been saying we'd do if only we had more time, yeah, we can't use that excuse anymore. Motivation is hard. Being forced to stay home and away from people makes it easy to get bored and not want to do anything. I have 2 questions that I like to ask myself when I'm bored. What do you want? And what are you going to do to make it happen? For me, some of the things that I've wanted have been a closer relationship with God, to be able to walk on my hands, or to understand different math and science concepts. I get it, I'm weird. The point is, being bored means we have time. And time and motivation, combined with hard work, are often all we need to accomplish our goals. Thinking about what your goals are can help bring the motivation needed to achieve those goals. It's not always easy, and it's not always fast. In fact, achieving goals is usually hard and slow, and it usually involves a lot of failure. I have fallen so many times while trying to walk on my hands. I've gotten in over my head with mathematical concepts and have had to either teach myself new things to understand what's going on or admit that I don't have enough of a base yet and put certain topics on hold until I can learn more background. That's the thing with goals. If you really want to achieve them, you have to be willing to fail along the way. My family has a lot of sayings, and one of them fits here. Everything worth doing has some degree of risk associated with it. It's not saying that all risky things are worthwhile, but it is saying that your goals will have risks associated with them. You may fail. In fact, you probably will fail at one point or another along the way to reaching any major goal. That's the thing with big goals. You have to see the risk and be willing to fail. Be willing to learn from failures. If you're able to learn from a failure, is it really a failure at all? As I was trying to figure out what to say in this speech, one of my family's sayings really stuck out. And education is not something you finish. Sure, we graduated high school. That's awesome. But we're not finished with our education. I'm not talking about college either. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you can always learn more. Just because we're graduating does not mean that our education ends. A lot of us are planning on going to college next. Some of us are probably planning to jump right into a trade or the military. Regardless of which we choose, having a constant desire, or at the very least a willingness to learn, will be a huge asset. During this semester, all of us have at least a little bit of experience with online classes. We've learned the value of amazing professors who are available to help and answer questions. But we've also learned that we really can teach ourselves. There are so many resources available to us that we have the ability to learn whatever we want to learn. So if you want to learn how to play a new instrument, there's nothing stopping you. If you want to learn the chemistry or physics behind the things that you see and experience in everyday life, go for it. If you want to learn to bake, change a tire, or do a cartwheel, there's nothing stopping you. The class of 2020 is going to be remembered. We are the class that graduated during a pandemic. We're the class that didn't get an in-person graduation. It would be easy to feel sorry for ourselves or to let others feel sorry for us. But let's not do that. The class of 2020 will be remembered. But let's not just be remembered in relation to coronavirus. Let's be remembered as the class that refuses to stop learning. Let's be remembered as the class that won't let obstacles get in our way. Life is going to throw challenges at us. But if we figured out how to complete our senior year during a pandemic, we can figure out how to get through just about anything.
Thank you, Kayla, for the words of wisdom and alternative learning outcomes we can all explore while at home. I had the honor of working with our next speaker over the past 4 years. In that time, we have weathered many storms. Most of these were human in nature, but there were a few caused by natural phenomena. We set sail together from Eagle River campus 3 years ago and planted our flag at Matsu College, a little bit closer to home. We endured countless adventures, wrangling books and bookshelves, guiding students through the legal system, enduring new pronouns and adjectives created by students, surviving an earthquake one November morning, and most recently, the challenges of transitioning to online learning during a pandemic. I will always remember the daily challenges, both large and small, we have faced together while helping children navigate their college courses. I always do this with a smile, as John has made it clear sailing thus far. It is with great honor that I introduce Mr. John Robertson.
Thank you, Mr. Geoke, for that kind introduction. Good afternoon, families, faculty, and staff, and whoever else is watching from a COVID-19 lockdown secured location. I hope all of you are healthy and well. And hello again to the Matsu Middle College School Class of 2020. Since you cannot be here together as a class and give yourselves a cheer right now, let me give you all a little solidarity salute. Now, I've been blessed to teach just about every student who has ever attended our school. And I have seen students persevere through ice storms, bus tire blowouts, and a major earthquake. But no senior class has ever been tested as your class has been tested by the COVID-19 quarantine. As Aristotle pointed out long ago, we are social creatures who, by nature, learn best when we can be together with good friends. Now, after being cast into an unnatural state of quarantine, each one of you has had to adjust how you study and how you stay motivated in order to get done what you needed to get done to graduate today. And the determination that each of you have shown these last 2 months makes your class quite possibly the best graduating class our school has ever had. And so today, you have truly earned the congratulations of your parents and your peers, and of whoever else has been streamed today into your home in all the glory of high-definition broadband television. And you have earned their congratulations the hard way by succeeding in what might be the most challenging academic program for high school students in Alaska. And I make this claim of how tough our school is because each of you, as an enrolled university student, was only cut as much academic slack during the campus closure as your professors were willing to give you. And in most cases, that was not very much slack at all. But was learning during the quarantine really your biggest challenge? Think back to how hard you had to work and adjust your junior year. What was the biggest challenge then? Was it the college history final? Perhaps it was the pace of your math classes. How about the anatomy and physiology course? How about passing writing 111? Like my grandfather always used to say, third time's the charm. Now, let me suggest to you that the greatest challenge you faced fundamentally was none of these things. The hardest aspect of our school, our greatest challenge to each of you, was that starting at the age of 16 or 17, that you accept the responsibility for your own freedom. You all know what I'm talking about. And you know that I'm not just talking about the mere fact that you had the freedom to leave campus, to grab a bite to eat, or to go home, to take a nap, or even to be a serious rebel and dare to wear a hat in class. I am rather talking about the greatest freedom that our school gave you, the freedom to manage your own time. Now, let me point out the obvious. Time management is self-management. When you're required to manage your time, you're required to manage that most uncanny of creatures, yourself. And you can only be asked to manage yourself if you are first recognized as a free person, free to make your own decisions, and thus free to make your own mistakes. And all of you at one point or another really embrace this part of our program, the making mistakes part. It's crazy, I know, giving teenagers more freedom, and one which entails a bit of risk. And I hope that each of you appreciates the amount of courage it took for the school district, the university, and your parents to let you make your own mistakes. But I also want to recognize the courage it took each of you to be largely in charge of yourself. If being told what to do is annoying, not being told what to do is truly terrifying. And I hope by now that you realize that the vagueness of some college assignments is quite intentional. That vagueness is there so you can both experience and learn to harness the true terror of intellectual freedom. Now, at this point in my address, tradition dictates that I transition to the task of giving you life advice. I would like to say that I have learned a few things about life since the last time I, someone who repeated the 4th grade, was asked to give advice to a group of soon-to-be high school graduates. But I really haven't. So here is some advice that's somewhat similar to what you might have heard from me before. It's just a summary of all I have learned since I took 4th grade the second time. I hope it helps you confront and harness the terror of freedom that you've recently started to experience. 1. Do not avoid the occasional study of philosophy or literature because someone tells you that these subjects are useless. Knowledge and reason are never useless. I've studied literature and philosophy a lot. How often do I use these subjects in my daily life? Every second that I'm awake. I do not know if reading literature will make you a better airplane pilot or mechanical engineer, but reading it will make the experience of flying or of designing airplanes more sublime. It will also make you a better parent, a better partner, and a better friend. 2. Remember, however, that the people you will know and love will not be literary characters. People will say a lot of words to you. Try not to analyze everyday conversation as if it's been carefully crafted through dozens of drafts by some literary genius. This is especially true for your parents. They have said a lot of words to you, and like good jazz musicians, they have been improvising the entire time. When your parents first brought you home, you did not arrive with an owner's manual attached to your forehead. So if you are still holding on to a bit of anger over something someone might have said a few times, consider cutting them a bit of slack. You will feel a lot better. 3. Learn the rules of your chosen craft or field of study. I talked earlier about freedom, but all systems of knowledge and practice are built upon and bounded by certain rules. Do not think the learning of these rules is just some tedious task for the unimaginative. Standing behind the various methodological rules for research, or behind the technical procedures for a craft, or even behind the rules for citing sources, lies an entire ethical framework that promotes transparency and accountability. Believe me, you want to internalize these rules. They will be the foundation of your professional integrity. 4. Master the rules of your chosen craft. Mastery takes a lot of work, and all of you will spend a lot of time full of self-doubt and plagued by profound feelings of inadequacy. In fact, these feelings never go away. But the best temporary relief from these feelings is hard, focused work. 5. Break the rules of your chosen craft. For better or worse, our entire way of life is sustainable only because we keep coming up with new solutions to the various potentially catastrophic problems which we also keep producing. Now, I know saving civilization is a bit of a burden to put at your feet right now, but try to remember this in 10 years or so. None of the old people who are watching this video with you really want you to spend your whole life confined within the limits previous generations have set for you. Use your freedom to surprise, astonish, and surpass us. So, learn the rules, master the rules, break the rules, in that order. And of course, if you go into nuclear power plant operations or passenger aircraft maintenance or accounting, just skip that last part about breaking the rules. And read philosophy and literature. These subjects are to your brain what a sharpening stone is to a knife. And let yourself love your family as much as you can bear. I hope to see you around. Stop by or email me anytime. Good night.
Thank you, John. You've been with this school since the beginning, and the gifts that you have given our students through your teaching and support are truly amazing. And now, it is with great fondness that I introduce the Mat-Su Middle College School Counselor, Kristen Langhoff. She will honor our students who have earned scholarships and awards.
We want to recognize the academic and financial accomplishments of our graduates, as well as the local organizations that support Mat-Su Borough School District students' continued success. Students that have earned an Associates of Arts degree or an equivalent are noted with a gray stole. These students are Kat Barr, Justice Baum, Kristen Beams, Kason Callison, Selena Gonzalez, Kayla Horning, Summer Miller, Asia McKnight, Anna Peters, Naomi Royce, Haley Soares, and Isaiah Wolkoff. Students' academic efforts and excellence are recognized at the Mat-Su Middle College. All students earning a GPA of 3.6 and above are noted with a white cord. The UA Scholars Program is for the top 10% of graduating seniors from Alaskan high schools. Students are designated by their high school based on their academic standing at the end of their junior year. An award of $12,000 scholarship to any University of Alaska campus is given to each of the following students: Kat Barr, Justice Baum, Mallory Beach, Gavin Block, Kayan Gibbs, Kayla Horning, Tracy Ursick, Ethan Kazina, Anna Peters, Lydia Ortiz, Preston Steiner, Olivia Timmons, Julina Timothy, and Ashley Watchell. The Alaska Performance Scholarship helps to cover the cost of Alaska collegiate and vocational post-secondary education scholarships, range from $9,512 to $19,020. 83 students will be nominated for the Alaska Performance Scholarship. That's 86% of the Mat-Su Middle College School graduating class of 2020. Our class of 2020 has been awarded a total of $3.6 million in scholarships. Congratulations.
Thank you, Kristen. Mat-Su Middle College School class of 2020, families and friends, distinguished guests, and Mat-Su School Board member Ole Larson. As principal of Mat-Su Middle College School, I hereby verify that the students before you have met or exceeded the requirements as set forth by the Matanuska-Susitna School District in the state of Alaska and are thus eligible to receive the documents that we will present to them this evening. I'd like to present to you the Mat-Su Middle College School class of 2020. Member Larson, will you please join me to accept this class?
Greg Geoke, as a school board member of the Matanuska-Susitna Borough School District, I hereby proudly accept the Mat-Su Middle College School class of 2020.
During our roll call tonight, all graduates' names will be called in the order that they are printed in the program so that family members are able to anticipate the sequence in which their senior will be presented. Selected by the senior class to call their names, I proudly welcome back Mat-Su Middle College School Counselor, Miss Kristen Langhoff.
Let the roll call begin. Hayden Stephen Anderson. Megan Bailey. Adeline Barnes. Kat Barr. Justice Baum. Abigail Elizabeth Beaudry. Ronald Arthur Bernaire. Daniel Lee Bittler. Gavin Lee Block. Jonathan Boss. Grace Brown. Kaysen Callison. Hannah Clark. Garrett Matthew Crump. Kaylee Doherty. Mary Doyle. Madison Rose Droddy. Madison Ray Dunlop. Madison Elliott. Sterling Elliott. Mark Alexander Foldenauer. Rose Foss. Georgia Fry. Niles Michael Gerlach. Kayan Gibbs. Selena Gonzalez. Catherine Good. Jessica Hackett. Quincy Hale. Sumner Joel Hayden. Jonah Michael Hokinson. Kayla Horning. Torrance Howard. Aiden Michael Huffman. Glory Ibanga. Tracy Ursick. Hannah Jacob. Annalise Jameson. Haley Kemp. Ethan Kazina. Andrea Lake. Cassandra Lane. Andrew Lehman. Sven Lindquist. Brandon Michael Lindsay. Rashawn Lucero. Natalia Marhanke. Asia Yvette McKnight. Lydia Milners. Makaya Misho. Summer Miller. Meredith Lauren Moresi. Kira Mishenko Johnson. Alex Joshua Mitchell. Emmeline Moa. Gabriel Mucha. Zachary Murphy. Elizabeth Danielle Myers. Angel Myrie. Taylor Nelson. April Nichols. Lydia Ortiz. James Paul III. Anna Peters. Brian Bauer Ratzer. Michaela Rice. Caitlin Ritchie. Cooper Roberts. Naomi Royce. Ethan David Sahlstrom. Isabella Sorrow. Jennifer Lee Shepard.
Massimo Sanatel, I was a graduate of the Matsu Middle College School class of 2020. The Matsu Middle College faculty, your family, and the Alaska International Guard would like to congratulate you on your graduation from high school on this day, 15 May 2020. Congratulations. Now get to work.
Haley Soares. Sophia Speich. Preston Thomas Steiner. Alana Dory Swisher. Olivia Timmons. Julina Timothy. Jake Waterhouse. Haley Wareheim. Joseph Healy Willauer. Isaiah Walkoff. Levi Young. Aaron Zwolinski.
Before we conduct our final task of the evening, I would like to share with you that I am so thankful and honored to be able to join each of you for this moment, a time where you can so clearly see where you have been and so excitedly look forward to your next adventure. As you each move into what is ahead, I ask that you remember 3 things. Take the time to reflect upon yourself and use this as a core virtue for your inner strength. Stay keenly focused on where the winds are taking you and what rewards lay ahead. And every single day for the rest of your life, take a moment to take in the power and beauty of the world around you. This will help you become centered. I would like to ask the class of 2020 to stand briefly in order to move your tassels from right to left. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now a great pleasure for me to present to you the alumni of Matsu Middle College School, the class of 2020.